Facebook's new features, I'm going to go ahead and get started with our podcast today. And on this podcast, Off the Scale, I take a refreshing and simplified approach to health. I am your host, Helen Birney, and together we'll explore a world where well-being isn't measured in pounds or calories. In a society obsessed with scales and numbers today, I am here to help you break free from conventional norms. We're going to dive into a realm where health is about feeling good, nourishing your body, and embracing a balanced lifestyle without the need for constant counting, weighing, or portioning. Each week, I come live with you right here in our Facebook group, The Energetic Way, an empowered approach to women's health, and save this in a podcast series on YouTube called Off the Scale so that I can help you live a healthier and happier life without the scale. We're going to shift the focus from the scale to the incredible journey of self-discovery and well-being. So get ready to go off the scale with me today. And I want to welcome you guys and thank you for tuning in. In this episode, we're going to talk about why we self-sabotage our weight loss goals and what to do about it. If you're a woman over 40 who has been stuck yo-yo dieting for years and you're looking for a more compassionate solution to weight loss than fad dieting, then this is the place that you want to be. If you're watching this live in our Facebook group, The Energetic Way, comment #live. And if you're watching this on the replay, comment #replay. I love to get to know every single person who comes into my world and who likes to watch these trainings. So if you can comment on that, I can get you replays, I can get you on my email list, and we can get to know each other better. Before we begin, I want to let you guys know about a 3-day interactive workshop that I'm doing April 9th, 10th, and 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time called The Compassionate Weight Loss for Women. I'm going to help the attendees identify and overcome negative thoughts and mindset around food and lifestyle and the behaviors that are keeping them stuck where they are now. The first 10 women who enroll or register in the workshop get a complimentary 45-minute call with me to uncover their unique roadblocks, understand the patterns with dieting and weight loss, and also make a plan moving forward. I only have 8 of those 10 registrations available. So if you want one of those spots and someone, then you can comment register, and someone from my team will reach out to book a call with me so that you can get registered. All right, so let's dive in. What is it that keeps us stuck in the yo-yo dieting cycle? What leads us to sabotage our weight loss goals when we've either just gotten started or when we're in the middle of something great and we stop trying? Here's the thing. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not that you don't have enough time. It's not that you don't have enough resources to do it, or it's certainly not that you're a failure. Okay. I'm going to explore with you today the 4 reasons why we actually get in our own way. Because if you're suffering from self-sabotage and you're looking for the feeling that making choices to honor your health is easy and you want to stop giving up on yourself, I'll explain to you why we do that and what to do about it. And in fact, the advice that I'm going to give you today is some of the top advice that I share with my clients. It's something I went over with them last night in our group coaching call, and it's something I coach with them one-on-one. I don't usually share it in my live trainings, but I feel compelled today to share it with you because it's been coming up so much for my clients. And I'm so glad that you guys are going to stick around today because what I'm going to share with you has helped so many of my clients and women that I've worked with over the last couple of years. Now, I'm not a stranger to on and off dieting. I remember when I'd start Weight Watchers and find myself forgetting to track or not wanting to track or fudging my points and then just not wanting to do it anymore. I remember starting South Beach, and after 2 weeks of low carbs, I couldn't stick with it for the long haul because I chose a pasta dinner and I just said, F it, right? I remember doing keto and fasting and having all this energy in the morning and then feeling like I wanted to gouge my eyes out in the afternoon and simply just not feeling well. So I said, screw it, and I stopped. I'm sure you've been there with some of these programs, and maybe you were successful with weight loss in the short term, but in the long term, you just couldn't keep it up. I know that I couldn't. And the main problem isn't that you gave up on yourself. It's that the diet isn't something that's safe for you. Your body and your brain are really smart. They won't let you continue down a road that is unsafe. And so you think you're giving up and you end up feeling like a failure. But the reality is that it doesn't work for you because it's just not good for you, period. Okay. So let's step back from these diets and just ask ourselves why we might not be able to stick with healthy choices. We're going to remove the diet idea away because the diet isn't safe, and it's okay that you're giving up on that because it's not in alignment with who you are, how you want to feel. It's not possible for you to continue to track for the rest of your life, or it doesn't make you feel good. That's normal. Diets are meant to be short term. And they aren't good for everybody. Okay. So let's just talk about why you might give up on yourself just for healthy choices in general. Why do we say F it? Why do we choose fries instead of a salad? Why do we sleep in when we have intentions of morning exercise? Why, when we promise a drink free evening, we end up not going for water? And why do we stay up late, way after our bedtime when we know that we're tired? So these are just some components that I can think about, some choices that we might have the intentions of making, but we're like, I'm not going to make that today. Or we get in the way of making that choice somehow. We say, screw it, or we say, you know what, I'm just not going to make that choice today. And it's not that we can't have those things sometimes. I love watching shows over and over again up until the late hours sometimes. I love having fries sometimes. I love sleeping in at least twice a week. I sleep in on Sundays and Fridays. I always do that. But on the days where I intend to be able to make good choices, and I don't make those good choices, usually there's some sort of self-sabotaging behavior going on. And that's what I'm going to explore with you today. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you about. And here's the thing. We want to be less tired. We want to make choices for ourselves in alignment with our health. We want to go to bed earlier, right? But we say screw it and self-sabotage, and it's not your fault. What causes us to take action sometimes and self-sabotage other times? This is the question that we're always asking ourselves. Sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. Well, I'm not really sure why, is what you might be wondering about yourself, right? So just last night, I had a coaching call inside my program, the energetic eating method. And one of my clients was talking about how she wants to go for a jog, but every day she doesn't go. We dug deep during the call, spent maybe 10, 15 minutes on this. And what we realized is that it's not about going. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not that she is choosing not to go every single day. It's not about her not being ready or not having enough time or not feeling well enough. It's actually about avoiding the feeling that she would be disappointed in how well she would do if she went for the jog. Let me say that again. It's not about whether or not she's going. It's about her disappointment over what she's afraid to see or afraid to feel when she goes for the jog. She feels like she might not be good enough. So this is one of the things I'm talking about today, is that she has a fear of failure. Many of us walk around with a fear of failure. And once we uncovered the fear of failure for her, we were able to come up with some affirmations and a plan with the support of our community and accountability from me, not to run, but to do things that can make her feel successful, prove that she is capable, prove that she can win. So putting her clothes out, putting the clothes on, getting outside, setting an app to walk more than jog. And here's the main thing that I want any of us to do, is to tell ourselves it's not just good enough, but whatever we do is really good. It's a step in the right direction. And what I teach my clients who are in my year-long program, The Path to Transformation, is that we aren't here following step by step, following a map. We're trying to go in the right direction that we want to go. But where we end up getting stuck for some of us is one of these ways we get in our own way, which is fear of failure. And we can't experience the other side of not having the fear of failure unless we do something, but it's not always what we think. So when we set the bar really high like that and we say, this is what I'm going to end up doing, but we're afraid of actually failing at that, we need to lower the bar way low, because we won't go unless we believe it's possible for us to do it. We have to make it possible. So make it possible. Make it not the thing. Make it about something else that helps you feel confident. So if you're listening to this right now, and this sounds like something that you might need help with, I want to remind you of the 3-day workshop on April 9th, 10th, and 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Compassionate Weight Loss for Women, where I'm going to help you guys identify some of these negative feelings that actually end up holding you back. In addition to that, we'll talk about the foods and the behaviors that you might be afraid to take action with, and how I can help you move forward in just those short 3 days. These are things that I work with my clients on for 12 weeks and more, and we're going to work on it in just 3 days. So I want you guys to sign up. And as another reminder, the first 10 women, and I only have 8 slots left, get a 45-minute call with me to uncover their unique roadblocks, understand their patterns with dieting and weight loss, and make a plan for moving forward. 8 slots are left for this complimentary 45-minute coaching call, and I want to make sure that I get that in your hands. So remember to comment, register at the bottom of this training on YouTube or in our Facebook group, and someone from my team will reach out so that I can make sure to add your email list and get you that complimentary coaching call. Now, here's the thing, guys. People only know one way of doing things. Finally decide to get your shit together, stay strong, or start off strong, or make a strong declaration, and then feel like a failure when it doesn't work out. But here's something to think about. If I can illuminate you the 4 reasons, one of them being fear of failure, that we self-sabotage, you'd stop focusing on finding the right diet and doing the right things and finally understand why you're standing in your own way. You can identify it, understand it, and move forward. The problem is that we keep knocking ourselves over the head instead of using insight to discover what could be going on deep down inside of us that we could let go of so that we can flourish and we don't get in our own way anymore. I work with women who've tried everything to lose weight and yo-yo dieted for years, on and off, crazy rigid plans. And I work with them to exhibit self-compassion instead of self-sabotage by identifying themselves as one of the 4 different types of women who self-sabotage. And here's there are actually 12 different ways of self-sabotaging. I only have time today to talk about 4. And so these 4 are the most common. So in my years of experience, the top 4 reasons women don't take action or they self-sabotage are fear of failure, which we've talked about, fear of success. They think their own safety is at hand when they make the changes, or the safety of others is at hand. And these 4 things are very specific to high achieving women who feel stuck in their weight loss goals. Okay. So let's take a look at some examples. Why we don't choose the vegetable side, the morning exercise, or the water instead of the drink, or the binge watching TV. These sound like small choices, but if we could actually tinker with them and change them, you would have a massive impact on your health. But it might not be possible for you because you have these self-sabotaging behaviors going on for you. So just self-identify whether or not you have these fears, and we will fears or safety issues, and then you can try to help yourself move through it. So let's talk about fear of success. You might not choose the vegetables as a side dish because you're afraid of success. This sounds confusing, right? How is it? What does vegetables have anything to do with success? Somewhere in your belief system, you might believe that if you choose the vegetable side, you will always have to choose the vegetable side no matter what. You might believe somehow that you are successful, if you are successful at making this decision of choosing the vegetable side, that you will never be able to make any other decision again. So if I choose vegetables today, I'm never going to be able to have fries again. You're afraid of being successful in following through with that decision. Fear of success is keeping you from making the one simple decision just for today, because you globalize it and you think, okay, I'm never going to get to have the thing that I truly want again. You're afraid of succeeding in making the change to your order because you think that you're never going to be able to have the thing that you want, the French fries, ever again. Okay. In order to overcome this future success fear, and this is just an example, right? This could happen with anything. You could be afraid to make any decision because you're afraid of success. This is just an example for you to understand about how it works in this moment. Okay. We can tell ourselves that this is the choice I'm making right now, just right now, in this moment. So I am choosing vegetables right now because of the way that I want to feel. This is the most important part. The choice isn't being made because I want to lose weight today. That ends up putting you in a position, a whole other thing called the psychological reversal, where you're making a positive choice in order to have loss in your body. And so that's confusing to the body. You're doing it because of the way you want to feel. You want to feel strong. You want to feel less bloated today. You want to feel confident. You want to feel like your clothes fit better. You want to feel comfortable, right? You want to feel good. You want to feel energized. Whatever it is you need to tell yourself, make sure that you're telling yourself something positive in the right direction that you want to go. And that's how you want to feel today. Okay. So sometimes the fries is the choice, but there's a difference between F it, I don't care, and a fear of success, and conscious, these are my favorite fries, and I'll also get the burger without the bun and a side salad. We're always kind of negotiating these things so that we can get what we want. But breaking through that fear of success means that you're making that conscious choice in a way that feels really comfortable, amazing, and you're not feeling down on yourself. You know you've made the right choice when afterward you don't feel guilt or shame over what you've done. Okay. So let's take a look at the exercise example. This is going to be another example that's along the fear of failure. Okay. So how many of you intend on completing a morning exercise but end up not doing it? I raise my hand because that used to be me. Now I've made it my job to guide other women through exercise almost every single morning. That's my way of being accountable. That's my way of helping other women be accountable. If you're interested in that, then you can absolutely reach out to me, DM me, and we can talk about how you can be involved in that strength training group. We can totally do that together. But for those women who are not in my program, who have a hard time getting up and following through with exercise, it might be that you are afraid of failure. Somewhere in your belief system, you might be thinking that if you get up and exercise, it's not going to be good enough or it won't work. Remember my client's story that I told you about? She didn't want to go for a jog because she doesn't want to know what it feels like to be disappointed in herself. So somewhere deep down, you believe that you're going to fail. So your body won't wake up to even try in the first place. And then we end up feeling guilty and that we don't have willpower. It's not that. It's not about willpower. It's about the feeling that I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid what it's going to be like. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it. Now, the best way to overcome this, as I said before, is just to set the bar lower. Decide you're getting up and putting on a quick online yoga or a core workout. Decide you're just going to take a quick walk around the block. Decide you'll just put your workout clothes on. You just have to give yourself a win to build your confidence back up. The number one way to overcome this is to do it with a buddy. I call it the swim buddy approach. So have somebody who is going to be in this with you so that you don't give up on yourself. But just acknowledging for yourself, I'm afraid of failure, is one way that you can release this belief. Okay, let's move on to the third one. How about when you promise yourself that you're not going to have a drink every night, or you've convinced yourself that one drink every night just isn't that big of a deal and you can't seem to shed weight or wake up to exercise? There's a deep subconscious belief that we can hold that giving something up isn't safe for us. You may have decided deep down, and this isn't conscious, but somewhere in your body, and you can check in with yourself if this is true for you, that the drink is necessary to feel safe in your body from stress, or that it's necessary for the drink to help you sleep, or it's necessary for the drink for you to have the drink in order to have fun. You don't believe that it's safe or possible for you to not have the drink and to be able to experience your body or your life or fun in a way that is nourishing or great for you. Okay. The number one way to prove to yourself that it's safe for you is to not have it and to see that you can overcome it in its abstinence and really finding pleasurable replacements that can get you on the right track. Now, I call these replacements bridges because they get you from where you are today to where you want to go. For example, having a CBD seltzer with apple cider vinegar instead, which can induce relaxation and prepare your body for digestion at dinner time, or a CBD gummy when you go out to a party, or um, inducing relaxation, getting some herbal tea, or for sleep at night, taking magnesium glycinate. So there are a lot of different options, but we end up kind of pigeonholing ourselves into these other options that ultimately end up not being good for us. But somewhere we believe that it's just not safe unless I have it. I have to have this glass of wine. If you say to yourself, I have to have it, then you really need to check in with yourself about maybe you've created this belief that it's not safe for you to not have it. So I challenge you to not have it and to replace it with something else that can help you with the same objective, but does not ultimately take you away from your health goals. All right, let's take the final example, binge watching TV. Let's assume that, because I see this all the time, that the binge watching TV is the way that you connect with your partner instead of going to bed. Now, this has to do with anything that you're doing or for other people. It might also be that you can't exercise because you don't want to leave your kids for 20 minutes. And this kind of codependent behavior, whether it's with the TV or it's leaving your kids, usually comes from the belief that the healthier choice is not safe for other people. So we kind of blame the other people for the reason that we're not taking action. We might blame the fact that our kid is sick. We can't take 20 minutes away from them. We might blame that that we can't leave our kids behind to go for a 20-minute jog. We might blame the time that we connect with our spouse is a really important time. And so that's when we watch TV together. That can be okay, but when it's in the way of your health goals, it's keeping you up too late. It's keeping you from exercising. It's keeping you from eating well, right? How many times are we like, well, I have to have dessert because everybody else is having dessert? That kind of thinking is a clue that's telling you that you are worried about it being safe for other people. So you have this belief deep down inside your body that it's not safe for other people. Some people do this all the time. Okay. So usually it's people who like people pleasers. People pleasers have this deep rooted belief that it's not safe for other people. Now, the fact that you have to stay up with your spouse or your partner, or even or you have to not exercise, you can't exercise because of your kids, or any of that other kind of codependent behavior, I'm just going to tell you straight up, it's not true. It's not true. Staying up late with your spouse watching Netflix is not as connecting as one might think it is. There are plenty of other ways that I can think of connecting with your partner or your spouse that don't involve the television: conversation, sex, huddling on the couch, enjoying each other's company, playing a game, right? There's plenty of other things that we can do, but we can get our addictions can take over. So the TV watching can take over. And again, it's okay to have it sometimes, but when it becomes your thing all of the time, you're missing out on other places of life because you believe that it's not safe for your spouse or for yourself to be able to give up the TV. Okay. For as far as the exercise goes, it's not true. I'll tell you this: extending your joy and your time on earth is more time. It's more time, and exercise does that. It releases endorphins. It makes you feel better. But we tend to tell ourselves the story that because of our kids, we can't take care of ourselves. I'm going to call it out again. That's bullshit. It's not true. It's not true. Taking care of yourself is the best way that you can honor your legacy and the people in your life. The true and right action to take when you have this self-sabotaging behavior that I can think of is to invite the person that you feel like you're codependent on along with you on the ride of health, along with you on the journey to health. Hey, babe, let's not watch TV tonight. Let's play a game together, do a crossword together. Let's lay in bed together. Let's cuddle together, right? Another thing that with your kids, invite them along for exercise. Hey, mommy's gonna, go for a run. Do you want to come with me? I'm gonna, get down on the floor and lift some weight. One of my clients this morning in our strength training class asked me, what can I do with my 2-year-old? Just work out next to them. Let them see you take care of yourself. You don't have to put their needs in front of yours. Just do it with them. Let them get used to you taking care of yourself. And it'll all end up working out. Not only will it be safe for them, but you might also influence somebody and have a really big impact on them. So these 4 ways that we self-sabotage: fear of success, fear of failure, safety for oneself, and safety for others, will look, excuse me, different for every single one of us. Excuse me. If you want to explore it further, one last reminder about my 3-day workshop, April 9th, 10th, and 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Compassionate Weight Loss Workshop for Women, is where I'm going to help all of the attendees identify the negative beliefs about themselves, the mindsets around food and behavior and lifestyle that are keeping them stuck so that they can move forward. I will give you actionable steps by the end of the workshop so that you can take that action into your own life. I rarely do workshops for 3 days, but this is so important that I want to be able to really give you guys everything that I offer in a 12-week period in a 3-day empowered, powerful session. As a reminder, I have 8 more spots for anybody who wants to register. Register in the comments so that I can get your email on the registration list, and I can get you a free 45-minute empowerment call with me so that we can identify some of the roadblocks and help get you unstuck and give you an action plan even before the workshop even happens. You'll have a leg up when we go live. Okay. So I want to thank you all for tuning in today to the 4 reasons and ways that we get stuck. It's really important to me that every single woman understands not just how to be healthy, but why and the motivations behind getting healthy. Um, when we aren't in touch with our feelings or our motivations, then we're literally just following plans. And instead of being in touch with our truest selves, then we end up following these plans that weren't even written for us and that don't end up getting us to the right path because we're not doing the deep work in order to do it. So if you're watching this on the replay, again, comment #replay and let me know what resonated for you from the live. Let me know which one of the 4 ways you self sabotage really resonate for you, and I can get you some additional resources to help you out. Okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. It's been my pleasure going live with you, and I hope to see you soon.